For me, I wonder what causes overtrading.
Guys trade a lot because they think overtrading is making more money. I used to do that till I got to a point where I understood this is not it. It's way better to take a few good trades than taking 100 bad trades.
We are back to Yingindewo tumekuja. I don't know how they say that in Shona, but
right.
I don't know how they say it, but yeah. Let us know what it is. We are back. Calvin the Entertainer. I'm right here with V Dollar. There has been a lot of feedback from last week. I'm seeing Sumaya from Uganda. He appreciates. David is saying we appreciate you, V Dollar. Edwin from Rwanda is also a big fan. Chris from Barara is saying, yeah, this is it. I see love from Botswana. From Mokwadi is another good follower. Guys in Nigeria. Grace was asking, what exchange app would you recommend for a beginner, and what wallet would you recommend as well? Are there things of the kind?
Well, specifically for trading, MetaTrader 5, because that's like that trading app, like everything happens in there.
Yeah.
But then I've also heard about wallets, and maybe we could just highlight a bit.
Yeah.
Actually, to do with brokers again, most brokers have these customized app, and on the other side it could be a wallet because you could have your money in. But then we also have what we call crypto wallets. So I think this could also be a thing because most traders, forex traders, are still familiar with like crypto wallets or wallets because you want where you're going to keep your money or where you can easily transfer or transact and do everything.
Yeah.
So I'll still insist on MetaTrader 5 because like that's the one trading platform for each trader. Then we also have what we call TradingView. That's for a bit of your analysis and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. How often do you conduct live sessions? There's someone who is an ardent follower for these sessions. This is Levin Wambui, must be Kenyan.
Yeah. So I actually do live trading sessions every Mondays, 2 p.m. East African time.
Okay.
On YouTube with like 2,000 people on a live session. We analyze, we make money together. If we take a loss, we are all together. So I be real and show them what's happening.
Yeah. Someone here this is Bamba Ismail, who was saying it's amazing how you don't try to use indicators. What are indicators?
Yeah, so indicators, let's call them, I would say tools that are going to help you predict the price movement.
Yeah.
So when you're analyzing, you could actually have this on. I'll give an example. We have some called, say, the moving averages and many more.
Yeah.
So what happens is you're going to add this tool to your charts and it's going to tell you when the price is going up or down. Actually, there are also other indicators that are actually going to tell you when to exactly buy or sell. Personally, like when I was starting, I used to like use them because they're really helpful, most especially for beginners. But then as you grow as a trader, at some point you understand, I actually don't need this. You could like at some point you can finally do everything on your own without needing this. Because they have also the good and bad. Sometimes they're going to like congest your whole chart and it's looking messy and funny. Then also, remember we mentioned they would help you to find trades. So it feels like sometimes you just have to wait for it to confirm that, okay, it's now time to take a trade. So you're able to. It's not dependable. I mean, you could actually do better as a trader doing your own analysis.
Nice. Today we seem to be dwelling a lot on the feedback. Yes, your feedback really does matter a lot. Fawaz Abdul is saying you're great. They do appreciate your teachings. However, how can they contact you, and how can you also be able to protect your name from some people who probably use it the wrong way? Masqueraders that we have all over the place. Someone can easily claim to be Calvin. Someone can claim to be a Daniel.
Well, firstly on Instagram it's V Dollar with a blue tick. Actually, even on X, Twitter, then on YouTube, still V Dollar. We have a Telegram community, like a very huge Telegram community of traders with over 80,000 traders across the world. Actually, in the whole trading space, like this happens a lot. Someone is going to impersonate to be V Dollar, and actually, like I've had that a lot. Like impersonating to be V Dollar, going asking for money. But please, personally, I won't even text someone first to ask for money because that's not trading, to be honest. honest.
Yeah.
That's not.
The question is, what are the most common indicators of potential market reversals?
Just quickly, a reversal is just like when the market has initially been buying or we've had a push phase. We talked about that, say it's in an uptrend, you know, pushing to the upside. At some point, it's finally going to change because now sellers are in and now it's going to come down. So initially one that was an uptrend has now reversed and now it's a downtrend.
Okay.
Easy, right? Yeah,
so
now, so now we call that a reversal.
A reversal.
So we have indicators, a lot of them. We start off with like moving averages. They're really good. They're going to show you, okay, the trend has now changed, so you also need to look into that.
Yeah.
Actually, to group them all, we call them trend indicators. So on your TradingView or your whatever platform you're using, you could search up for trend indicators, and then you're going to have a list of them. Yeah.
Now, what is your approach to back testing trading strategies?
Okay. Back testing is a very good practice for traders. You're kind of looking at how does my trading strategy, we talked about that, work. Like you need to go back and see, okay, say I took a trade, how did it perform? Or why in the first place did I even take this trade? So backtesting is like going just a bit back in time, looking at what you did, why you took a trade, what you considered, so you have like actually have a criterion. Yes. Well, firstly, you can easily do that even over the weekends. I would say that's when most traders have a lot of time. Go back down, look at, okay, this is my strategy, these are the trades that I took, or actually sometimes you could even use it to like prove, like you need to know how good is my trading strategy. So backtesting is a great one. And to me personally, well, it's actually easy. Again, whenever I'm doing my backtesting, I need to see what was the trend, because that's the very first thing. If I take any trade, okay, I have the trend. Then I also talked about my levels. I need to know where are buyers coming in or where do we have sellers coming in. Other words, you could also call it your demand and supply.
And how are you able to protect your capital during these volatile market conditions or times, you know?
Firstly, to be honest, if there's an announcement that is going to cause a lot of volatility, just don't trade.
Simple and plain, don't trade.
Or if you're going to take a trade, have your stop losses in place. But to be honest, I would say whenever we have economic announcements, because those are the ones that cause like the most volatility, just don't take a trade.
Are there people who use multiple platforms to trade? Would you even advise someone to trade on multiple platforms?
I don't think it's that important for a trader, because you see all the activity at some point actually happens all in one platform. Because you're looking at buying and selling. Maybe what happens is like the pre-process, your analysis, because you need to like maybe have a good interface where you're going to do your analysis. You need to like have a much better, you know, look. So that's why most traders use one platform. We call it TradingView. And then once you've done all your analysis and all that, you're going to now take your trades in your MetaTrader 5 or your MT5. So for most traders, it's just two platforms. TradingView and then MT5.
Now we move straight into our next question, and that is where you get to share the key components of a successful trading plan.
Firstly, we talk about the time, then we shall talk about the risk management, and then your overall trading strategy. Now let's start off with time. You need to know, when am I supposed to trade? So we have what we call trading sessions. We have the London session, the New York session, the Asian session, and the Australian session. The London session is when we have London traders on their desks placing trades. Actually, it's 8 a.m. London time to about 4 p.m. in the evening London time. I think that's around 10 a.m. East African or Ugandan time to about 6 p.m. evening. So within that period, we have a lot. Like we have London traders trading the pound, the dollar, or whatever. Then we have the New York session. That happens a bit late, from around 3 p.m. in the afternoon, Ugandan time, to about 11. And then we have other sessions, the Asian and then the Australian session. Those ones actually happen late night. We are sleeping here, and those guys are awake and trading. So these are the times that I'm going to be trading. Personally, I trade during day. So I trade the London session from about 10 a.m. to about 6 p.m. So within that time frame, I need to have my trades.
Yeah.
I don't trade late at night.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Then next up with your plan comes down to risk. We mentioned it some time back. Trading with no risk management is gambling.
Yeah.
So you need to know, okay, this is the number of trades that I have to take in a day.
Okay.
Personally, I only take one, on a maximum 2.
For me, I wonder what causes over trading and how are you able to manage that? Yes, for me, it has to be twice or once a day and I'm done.
Yeah. Guys trade a lot because they think over trading is making more money.
It's going to make them more money. Until it dawns on them that
in that sense, it's like the opposite. I used to do that till I got to a point where I understood this is not it. And actually, all professional traders don't take like 100 trades in a day.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They take like 1 or 2 good trades. Yeah. So personally, I have a plan. Actually, like in my trading room back where I trade from.
Yeah.
I know today is it, and I'm only going to take 1 trade, and I've gotten myself used to that.
Interesting.
When a maximum 2, whether it's a losing trade or winning, I'll still stick to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's more of a discipline that guides you not to overtrade.
Yes.
So what are some of those red flags, you know, to watch out for when you're evaluating forex trading courses or even these mentors?
Yes.
I've seen some who are misleading. I've seen, you know, others who tell you as it is.
Yes.
You know. So how are you able to see these red flags, especially for someone who is following, you know, this?
Starting off, it's with the mentor.
Yeah.
Or the person running that academy, or that person who claims to teach. I think firstly, trading is much more of a business where all the successful traders portray a lot of lifestyle, I don't know, bought a car, whatever, you know, kind of stuff. Actually, to think about it, anyone could do that. Anyone could buy a car and claim they bought it off forex trading.
Yeah.
Right? Or they could do this or that. So personally, I'll only look out firstly for, is that track record? Can we see
their story?
Yes.
Yeah.
The story.
Yeah.
And the results. Yes. Because someone could maybe get money from any other, I don't know, business or something, and they'll claim, oh, I made this off for trading.
Yeah.
Let me give an example. Personally, I've documented my journey from day one.
Yeah.
Making $10, losing $10.
Yeah.
Young. Till a point where I've been able to like make $10,000 in like a day. And more to that, I have a track record of like over say 1,000 students.
Yeah.
People that have gone through me, learned from me, and most interestingly, results. I think testimonials is also like something important. Well, Daniel has done it for himself, but has anyone learned from Daniel and, you know, been able to make money? Yeah, so I think that's really, really important.
How do you incorporate risk management strategies in your daily trading routine?
We have what we call a risk to reward system.
Okay.
It's actually, again, bringing it back to like what we talked about, our stop losses and take profit levels. Your risk to reward is much more of like, how much do I want to risk in one single trade and how much do I want to make in return?
Yeah.
Right? Say I have an account of about $15,000 and in a single trade I would say, oh, I'm ready to risk $500, right? But I want to make $1,500 in return.
Yeah.
In actual sense, I'm risking 1 to make 3.
Okay.
Yes, I'll place that 1 trade, have my stop loss covering the $500, meaning if the trade goes against me and stops me out, I'll lose $500.
Okay.
But then in return, as the trade goes back in my direction, I'll make $1,500. Actually, that must be part of your trading system or your strategy. You need to know how much am I risking.
How much am I risking vis-a-vis how much I'm able to to make. Nice. As we come towards the end of today's episode, what is that takeaway you have for our audience and the persons who are watching?
Key takeaway, I would say, overtrading is a bad habit in trading. It's like a vice.
Yeah.
So I'll come back down to, it's way better to take a few good trades than taking 100 bad trades.
Yeah.
Yes. Back to what I mentioned, taking like 1 or 2 trades is honestly enough for the day. It's going to help you avoid over trading, revenge trading, and, you know, become a much better trader than yesterday.
Nice. Do you ever recommend traders to take maybe a break for, let's say, a week of trading or a month? Because I know there are those who are like, no, once you're in, you're in. Yes. You have to keep it going. No breaks, no nothing.
Yeah. Actually, what happens is sometimes get too locked in that they're so much into the system that they will probably even forget to reward themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, take some time off.
I think it's important to take breaks. I mean, 100%. If God took a break after creating the world, he took at least a day to rest, you know?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yes.
Paper chaser, don't rest. Yeah?
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. Forex Flex it is. The name is Calvin the Entertainer.
With the V Dollar.
We'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace and love, we out.